Alright, how to operate your lightsaber. First things first, we have one button and gesture controls. That's kind of it. Otherwise you can use an app on your phone called Xeno Configurator. What I like to do to turn it on is I make this motion with my right hand, in, out, in, out. It's not a force thing, it's a finesse thing. If you're left-handed, you do out, in. If you want to change the color, you have to be able to see the color of the blade. If you press this button while the blade is off, and when the blade is on, it'll do different things. Forgive me for the tractor over there. We have lots of stuff going on. So let's just turn the blade on, and I'll show you a couple ways to change the color. So I'm going to turn the blade on. Right now it's blue. If I hold this button until it flashes twice, and then I let go, it will go into color selector mode. So now it's going to cycle through a color wheel until I tell it to stop by pressing this button. Right now it's kind of yellowish. Now it's becoming greenish. I'm going to stop at teal. When the blade is on, if I press this button and let it flash one time, it'll put it in flash mode, which is like you and another saber are locked in combat. See, it's all flashy. This is like another saber and it are locked in flash. If I want to turn that off, I press it one time. Now if I hold this button while the blade is on, it'll just turn it off. Now the blade is off, and I can tell if I hold this button down and it flashes once, it'll change the volume. Volume 5, volume muted, volume 11. Two flashes with the blade off will make it change the appearance of the blade. Right now it's a balanced blade, which is just on. It can have flickering blade and it can have humming blade. That's two blinks. 1, 2. Now remember I had a solid color. Now it's flickering. I don't know if my camera picks it up all that great, but it is flash flickering. Now if I do this for 3 blinks, it'll change the functionality of the saber. It can turn it into a gun, which is called smuggler mode, or it can turn it into when you move it, it lights up. Let's put it in smuggler mode. Smuggler. See, my lightsaber's not on. When I press the button, it'll shoot a laser beam. So that's how you turn it into a gun. So blade off, 3 blinks. Now when I turn it on, it's not very bright until I move it around. Now if I do 3 again, it'll turn to humming blade. No, but now it's back to Destiny. We like that. So 4 blinks is going to change flash on flash. So when I have my lightsaber on and I hit something, it has like a white flicker. If I want to turn that off, I can hold this button for 4 blinks. I don't really need to, but trust me, having motion controls on is awesome. 5 blinks is going to change the motion controls to be deactivated. I like motion controls, so I'm not going to deactivate them. But if you do turn them off, remember you turn it on with one button press, and you turn it off by holding it. The only other thing that's going to happen is you're going to turn it on, and you're going to hold this button and you're going to swing it. So it just entered multi-block mode. So now gesture controls are disabled while I fight with it or I play with it or do whatever I want. And to turn that back off, I hold the button and I swing it. I put it in color selector. So now I've exited multi-block mode and I can turn my saber off again. There's one other method. You know that motion I make with my hand? If I make that motion while I'm holding this button and the blade is on, I can change colors in a different way. This is my favorite way to change colors. So now, as I rotate my hand, I'm picking the color. This helps me like fine tune. Say I want like that version of pink, or say this yellowish between green and yellow. I can set the tip of it down, and then I can spin the lightsaber to choose what color I want. Once again, I use my finger, I press this button, and then I make that motion with my hand. That's the tutorial. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.